Today, the Arise News family mourns the tragic loss of our beloved colleague, news anchor, reporter and producer, Somtochukwu Christelle Maduagu, affectionately known as Sommie, was taken away from us far too soon at the age of 29.
Now, wow. So this fine lady is gone. Just like that. My goodness. This life is really not for anyone at all. You know what breaks my heart? I didn't even know this person. Yet, when I heard the news, I was genuinely sad. I found myself tearing up, really. How can something so devastating happen? And then it hit me. For every story like this that makes the headlines, there are countless others we never hear about. So many life loss, so many tragedies hidden in silence. So if you guys have watched the news, Sommie was attacked in her home by people who came to the house, of course, to take things that did not belong to them, and in the act they actually harmed her. I don't want to use a language that YouTube may not like and block this video, so I am going to be using alternative words to describe this whole situation. And it is so annoying that there are people out there who are so wicked, people out there who are heartless, who can just look a person in the eye and harm them for no reason. I say for no reason because tell me why you come to my home to come and take things that did not belong to you, things that I worked so hard for.
Born on September 26, 1995, Sommie tragically passed away in the early hours of Monday, September 29, 2025, following an armed robbery incident at her residence in Katankwe area of Abuja. The Nigerian police are currently investigating this heartbreaking crime. Sommie was not just a cherished member of the Arise family. She was a vibrant voice that engaged and connected with viewers across the nation. Her presence on our screens brought warmth, professionalism, and authenticity that resonated with audiences.
And the worst thing is, she was even taken to the hospital, but the hospital did not attend to her, and in the act, she eventually lost her life. I'm like, honestly, I just keep thinking, the people who work in hospitals, the people who are supposed to help emergencies, how can some of them lack compassion? How do you look at someone who is bleeding, who is on the verge of death, and demand an ID before giving help? Where is the humanity? Why even work in a hospital if you know you do not have the heart to? Is it just for the paycheck? And you know what? Some of these people, I wonder, do they even go to their home and think about their actions, think about what they've done? Does this thing come back to haunt them? Because I don't understand. Why would you demand for an ID check when somebody is clearly not even breathing? You are demanding an ID before you take care of the person. And you stand there and watch the person demise and you're happy of yourself. Can you stand on your feet? Can you stand tall and tell me that you've rendered a service to a person that you are satisfied about? I don't even understand.
In one of her last tweets back in August, Sommie wrote on X, "I pray from the depth of my heart that Nigeria never happens to me or anyone I care about." Dr. Bati, this tweet has since garnered over 1 million views. When I heard the story yesterday, my heart broke because, like she stated, Nigeria happened to her. I reached out to our correspondent in Abuja, who detailed the circumstances surrounding her death. She jumped down from her home when she heard about 14 armed robbers came to her home. And she did not die on the spot, Dr. Bati. She went to the hospital and she was rejected. And I'll tell you the name of that hospital. If you can continue with your thoughts, I'll bring out the name of that hospital, because this really is a tragic incident. Sommie's life could have been saved, but the hospital rejected her. Dr. Bati, go ahead. Let me get the hospital.
Okay. This is heartbreaking, as you have said. This is sad. This is horrific. That lives will be lost in a country where there is a government and where the responsibility of government is to save lives and property. And yet, on a daily basis, we keep hearing these stories about Nigeria happening to persons. If people are not killed due to bandits attacks, insurgents attacks, terrorist attacks, they are killed even by circumstances of just being Nigerian. And that's why repeatedly we have said on this table that Nigeria happens to people. When Nigeria happens to you, we are left sitting here and paying condolences, expressing our regrets, condolences to families, to persons involved. This one has struck home here, and that's why we are all in black, mourning our colleague. It's very sad, it's very unfortunate, but it should be a subtle reminder that the Nigerian government still has a huge task to ensure that every Nigerian can feel safe in this environment. Anybody who comes into this territory called Nigeria can sleep at home. How can somebody be in a home and then armed robbers will go there? We used to say that armed robbery had been eliminated by 419, by petty crimes, by e-fraud, but to see that armed robbers are still actively at work and that Nigeria is returning to the days of Anini, Tori.
She was taken to
Second,
the Maitama General Hospital.
The story you raised about the hospital.
Yes, it's called the Maitama General Hospital.
Maitama General Hospital. Now, there have been various versions. There are some people who have said, oh, even this will reiterate it, that hospitals, midwives, nurses, doctors, everybody working within that medical space, their primary responsibility is to save lives. Beyond even the call of duty. Right. And I think part of the investigation should include the behavior, the attitude, the response of the medical personnel at that Maitama General Hospital. Is there a case of negligence? Could lives have been saved if they responded more professionally? These are questions that should be raised.
And it feels like these things of hospitals denying people care happens only in Africa. I remember last year, something happened here in the UK where there was one man going around and unaliving people, right? When the police eventually got this man, the man was wounded himself. They took this man to the hospital, made sure that the man was taken care of before even arresting him. But tell me about a case whereby somebody, an innocent person, is walking on the street and wounded in Nigeria. They take this person to the hospital. What do? Sometimes they don't even attend to the person. The other day I was watching a different video from Ghana and there was one person laying on a hospital bed. And there was a huge argument between the people who took the person to the hospital and the nurses. Like, they didn't even care at all. They refused to treat the person because they didn't make a payment. And I'm like, where is the humanity? You are looking at a person who is clearly not breathing. You are demanding for money before you treat the person. So what if the person demises? What are you going to do? So comparing these kind of acts from Africa to the Western world, you can see that life comes first. That's the principle. But now you are telling me an innocent person, a victim, is refused care because of bureaucracy? It's crazy. Looking at all these things, just imagine somebody who's lived abroad all their life, thinking of going back to Africa to reconnect with their friends, with their roots, to having... These people would definitely be feeling anxious within themselves about returning to their own country. Because of these tragic stories that we are seeing online, the things we've seen, they are not just stories, they are real and they are ongoing. I know sometimes social media or even this part of the world paints an image of Africa in a dirty way to make it believable that it's not a good place, that the people are not good. But some of the things are actually happening. Because tell me why somebody will go to hospital, somebody who is bleeding will go to hospital, and you tell me that you cannot take care of them unless they show a proof of identification. And hear me now, I am not saying that the Western world is any better. Of course, things are happening. Of course, you see a lot of accidents happening on the roads and all that. But if you think about it, the system is more coordinated. They care more about the people. So they try, they make an effort to put things in place to prevent those things from happening, although it's still happening because they cannot have their eyes on everything, but they care more about it and they are proactive towards it, unlike Africa, where we've been conditioned to accept chaos. We've been brainwashed into thinking we are powerless, and that breaks me because we are not powerless, but the system wants us to believe we are. Sometimes I feel like the world itself is crumbling, not just because of politics or poverty, but because of us, the people, the greed, the jealousy, the wickedness. How can you take a life because you are envious of what someone else has? Instead of working for your own dreams, you destroy another person's. And then what? You go home and sleep at night and not have any nightmares? Well, I wish Sommie a peaceful rest, and I pray that the police would catch those people who did this to her and, have them to pay for their actions, because this is unacceptable. This is crazy. I don't even know what to say. My sincere condolences to the family and friends. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If it is your first time here, don't forget to like this video, comment, and share your opinion about this whole situation. So sad.